Hi everybody, welcome to this free video guide in Expert Division for the Sunset Ruins Tournament here on BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. Please give me a thumb up if you don't mind, it helps the channel out a lot, and make sure you're subscribed as well, totally free to do so. Now these are the qualifying round wins, however with some tweaks they might well be good references for the rest of the week as well. Obviously the wind angles will change, but you can base your shot selection on some of the routes and approaches I use in the video. But like I said, you will need to make some tweaks, but will be a good reference for you. Plenty of drops here for you in the qualifying round. Good luck. Timestamps in the video description down below. Here we go. On this par 4, we're going to drive with our APOC red ring touching the rough on the right at the top of +10 with APOC 5 and a 6. And then we're going with 5.8 top spin and 1 bar of side spin to the left. If you've got APOC 4, you'll be at P3 max rest, so that'll be +16. You'll have 20% of the red ring overlapping the rough there because you have less accuracy and less power on your club. Adjustment, max +10, power 3 numbers. For me, that is 6.2 rings by the looks of it. Always check yourself though, have a wind app ready. And once we've done that, we centre the ball and hit perfect. Driving nicely down the fairway, we're going to need to write down our drive distance because we're going to use it to determine our slider value for the second shot. It's going to be between 365 and 370 yards. We're going to play with a lot of elevation here. This plays massively downhill, especially with crosswind. So with a thorn, we are going to add spin first. Here I'm going with 1 bar of backspin, and then with spin added, I'm looking at having the right edge of the ball guide touching the left edge of the cup, and you'll see the tip of the ball guide is just going beyond the back of the hole. That's with thorn level 9. For a drive of 367 yards, we're going to play this one 84% slider and a massive 60% elevation. For every yard difference, it's 2% on the slider. So if your drive was shorter, 366 for instance, you'd play 86% slider as you're further away. More information on your reference checks and slider on the Academy tutorial homepage. Pull over the bullseye and there's your eagle. Now with this par 3, I'm going to play either side of the tree depending on the wind angle, and in this wind angle from right to left I'm going to go on the right hand side of the tree trunk. 2.2 backspin, 3 bars of left spin, blue ring touching the rough line where it meets the fairway, with the tip of the ball guide pointing at the left edge of the hole with our sniper. Obviously if you've got wind the other way, left to right, I'm going to play the other side of the tree trunk. But the same principle going for a rough bump there, because then the tree trunk won't get in the way of the shot. Mid +5, power 2 settings here. Mid +5, power 2. So for me, with an 8-mile-an-hour wind, that gave me 7.5 rings. We're going to use sniper 10 numbers regardless of your club level. Final part of the equation, I was missing right here with this setup, so I added 2 clicks of left curl, and it's bringing me nicely in towards the pin for a lovely hole-in-one. We're going to play APOC and thorn here in tailwind, and I'm going with the red ring touching the rough on the left with APOC 5 and 6 at the top of +4. We are then going with 5 top spin and 3 left spin. With APOC 4 you will be at the top of +10 and you would have 20% of the red ring overlapping the rough on the left. The adjustment here is going to be maximum distance with 10% elevation, 6.6 rings for me, and then we're going to play with some curl here. 1 ball of curl to the left, so edge of the kingmaker touching the outside of the adjustment ring, and just before the circle drops as our overpower reference. Important to hit perfect here. Great right may risk the rough, so make sure you knuckle down and hit perfect. We get a nice roll here, and we want to be near max distance of our thorn of around 370 yards. Second shot, with the thorn we're going to add spin first, and we're going with 1 bar of left spin only, and here I'm looking at the tip of the ball guide and we're having it just short of the hole by a small amount. You can see there it's in line with the pin as we're looking from this camera angle. We're going to look at our landing position plus yards. You want to have that tip of the ball guide about 1 green square short of the front of the hole. +2 is the landing position here, so we're going to use that to determine our slider value. And that's going to be 92% slider, and we're playing with 20% elevation. As before, 2% per yard. Pull over the bullseye, so +1 you'll be at 90, +3 you'll be at 94, and so on. Obviously in headwind, if you can reach over to the fairway, you're going to be wanting to play minimum distance with the Grizzly instead. There we go, right at the pin for the Albatross. Now I'm going to do a club swap here. Start with the Grizzly. Blue ring touching the rough at the bottom of +2. That will be bottom of +5 with Grizzly 7 and 8. Then I actually switch to the Goliath so that I don't have to pull more than once over the bullseye. 1.8 top spin, and you can see I'm going with 1.5 left spin here, but I would advise you just to tweak the left spin. However, this is a really difficult par 3. I'm just happy to get close here. You can tweak from it if you want to, but the downhill elevation is quite severe. Very tough hole to drop. Max +45, P3 settings is going to get you close here. And we get a good speed, just need a little bit more left spin. So have a look at what I used in the video. Maybe a couple of clicks more might get you in for the hole in one. If you're enjoying the free content and want to help keep it free and support the channel here, head over to patreon.com/BK Golf Clash. Loads of different membership levels, all have the same perks. You get wind charts early, you get elevation sheets, exclusive content as well, episodes of my club guide series up there as well. So plenty to help you out as membership perks if you want to help support the channel. Nice wind angle here. You don't need a precision ball. I was just using one in this instance to get these shots quickly. 3 top spin and 3 right spin. Add spin first, then APOC 5 and above, top of +4. Look at that little sticky spot. I'm moving left and right. The ball guide is not moving at all down the fairway. It's pointing down the middle of the fairway. APOC 4, you will be at the top of +10. Then we're going to adjust max +10 on this one. Maximum distance, 10% elevation. Now, there are 2 rollouts you can get here, a short one and a long one. This is going to be the short rollout. You might get a little bit extra though, and I will explain what you might want to do if you get the longer drive distance, but all being well, you're going to be checking up there around 340 yards. So we're going to do a rough check with a short drive, like in the video there. So bullseye over the rough in line with the hole. Gives me +4. Then I'm going to add some backspin here, and it's all about finding a consistent position on the green here so you don't get any glitches. 2 bars of backspin. I'm moving up and down, left and right to find a nice glitch-free spot. If you do find a glitch, then tweak the spin and just make sure you move around and get a nice consistent point on the green where that ball guide doesn't move. Rough check of +4. I'm going to play mid-distance, 0 elevation. Now, if you get the longer drive to around 350 yards, 355, you can play rings from min, still 0 elevation, but you will need to push up at least 4 rings from min. In my experience, then you play at 4% slider. Again, you will need to vary the backspin though, but the principle's the same, and you've got a pretty much straight tailwind for the eagle. Here I'm going to attempt the Albatross with a luminary. We're going to set up with the quarterback, and we're going to have the white ring touching the rough on the right, and then we're swapping to the APOC. We're at +24 with the quarterback before I did the club switch. 5 top spin, 2 left spin. You don't have to use a luminary, but if you want to attack for the Albatross here, then you will need a power 5 ball. If not, you can play safely to green with a kingmaker, but in this nasty kind of element of headwind angle, luminary will help you, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility with a kingmaker. Max +0, P5, and then I'm going with circle break, curl to the left, and hitting perfect. And then I'm going to give you a tweak with the second shot here. I had a couple of looks at it, and I do believe with a tweak or 2 you might be able to snag an Albatross, but if not, you can just bounce over and get your eagle safely. And we're going to play landing position plus yards here with the sniper. Adding spin first, and we're going to go with 1 bar of top spin and 1 bar of right spin. However, here I offset too much. I would reduce the right spin down here based on the miss in the video. You can see here I'm offsetting about 4 green squares to the right because the wind angle is going to have a huge effect here, and also it's going to check the ball up, so that's why I've got the tip of the ball guide going to the fringe. I play this one for reference for a +3 landing position, 80% slider, 15 elevation. Like I said though, you don't have to spend a luminary if you don't want to have a go at the albatross. I just had a quick go at it here for those that want to have a go for it. 2 pulls over the bullseye here is what I'm doing, so 4.2 rings and then a little bit more, obviously actually 5.2 and then another 5 I think is what I did, but going over the bullseye in each instance. And then we're just centering the ball, hitting perfect of course, and then you'll see here you can tweak the spin if you want, but like I said, there's other ways you can just get a safe eagle as well with a kingmaker or maybe a titan in a nicer wind angle. Little bit less right spin, but the speed was very good. Hole in one here, this is an NMT shot and we're going with 4.9 backspin and 1.4 left spin. Strange spin amounts, but they are working well. So load the hole with a sniper and your power 3 ball. Make sure you've packed the grizzly so it doesn't mess up your NMT position. Then we're going to play minimum distance, 50% elevation, power 3 numbers, and also then of course we make our adjustment, 9.8 rings for me. If you can keep the wind below 8.2, it's good because then you don't have to worry about 2 pulls. So if you've got a wind 4 ball, if you get a high wind with a kingmaker, it will help. Subject to any wind angle tweaks, of course, bouncing safely down onto the green and just sneaking in for the hole in one. Hole number 8 now, we're going with the APOC and then Thorn. Red ring touching the rough on the left with APOC 5 and 6 at the top of +0. APOC 4 you'll be at the top of +6 and you will have 20% of the red ring overlapping the rough. 5.8 topspin, 3 bars side spin to the left, and then we adjust to maximum distance, 10% elevation. Max +10, power 3. So making our adjustment there, just over 6 rings for me. Obviously always use a calculator yourself. And then we are going to take our shot. Half a ball of curl to the left, just before the circle drops as our overpower reference. So look at the edge of the kingmaker, line it up with the middle of the tee vertically. Hitting perfect, bouncing on the fairway very nicely. It is going to roll off slightly to the right, but we are going to be fine. Great right might, if it's a heavy one, risk the rough though, so guard against that if you wish. Then we're going to make a blue ring fringe check in line with the pin where the blue ring first touches the fringe and fairway line. +3 you can see there for that. Plus yards, we're going to play 84% slider. We're going with 2 backspin and 3 left spin, and this is all about getting the tip of the ball guide in the right place. And you can see I'm going to make a small adjustment here. I want it about half a green square short of the hole, and you can see from that camera angle it is just in line with the pin. So make sure you get that offset correct, because the tailwind and crosswind element to this wind angle is going to do the rest of the work for us. So +3, playing at 84 on the slider, 10% elevation, pulling over the bullseye of course with the Thorn, centering the ball and hitting perfect. Again, it's 2% per yard difference on your check. Got rings from Min tutorials, pulling over the bullseye tutorial on the channel homepage. If there's any terminology you don't know, check out that playlist. Finally, on this par 5, we're going with a quarterback, 2.5 topspin and 2 right spin. I'm going with a Titan because primarily I'm just playing for a safe eagle, but you can upgrade to a kingmaker if you wish. White ring touching the rough on the right at P3 max rest, and then we adjust 1 to 1. If you are concerned about having more tailwind angle, or maybe not executing this adjustment perfectly accurately with your pull angle, then I would suggest you reduce the topspin down by a couple of clicks if you are worried about being too close to the rough. So 1 to 1 for 9.6 wind, I'm playing 9.6 rings. Centering the ball, important not to have any overpower here, because as you will see, this does approach the end of the fairway. Like I said, if you're worried about rolling long, dial back the top spin. If you want to dial back the top spin, you might be out of range with the sniper, in which case play safely using the fairway on the right with 2 bars of top spin, 2 left spin and a good amount of left curl to reach the green. But if you want to have a go at the albatross, then here is a little suggestion for you. I'm playing with 1.8 backspin, and I'm deliberately offsetting here with the left spin. You can see, sorry, right spin, going with about 0.2, 0.3 bars. I want to be aiming 2 green squares to the left of the pin and deliberately short. So there's your ball guide reference. Like I said, a kingmaker would help here reduce the wind. I'm playing here maximum distance 0 elevation. Maximum distance 0 elevation. This was my second attempt at this one, hence the offset. Unfortunately though, I failed to hit perfect and didn't have time to retake this shot. So I do believe though a perfect ball would have been close if not in. Like I said though, take a practice token or two if you wish. Dial it in further. If not, of course, there's this attempt for a safe eagle, outside chance the albatross, or you can play on the right hand side as well. But either way, very simple eagle. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.